You need footwear that you can count on and a name that you can trust. Hi, Teresa here from the Fargo Red Wing Shoe Store. Stop in during our Ultimate Fit event where you can find incredible deals to keep your feet comfortable and safe. Stop in now through March 17th for the Ultimate Fit experience and receive $10 off orthotics. Plus, don't miss the buy two, get one promotion for socks and accessories. Red Wing Shoes, the ultimate choice for those who work hard. Visit us today and experience the difference at 3003 Main Avenue in Fargo. Red Wing Shoes for ultimate durability.
This is Weather and Ag in Focus with Bridgette Readel, Justin Storm, and Dean Wysocki.
Welcome to Weather and Ag in Focus. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday. It is 106 and temperatures outside the Fargo metro area at 44 degrees right now. Not too bad. Had a little rain shower pass overhead. That was a little refreshing to see some nice rain back in the area, although it really wasn't a whole lot of rain. It was enough to get the roads wet.
A little bit. And now sun is coming out. Temperatures already in the 50s out to our west around Jamestown. So
look at that sunshine out there. Nothing but
a lot of sun
blue
heading our way.
skies to the west.
Record is 49 today. And what are we at right now?
44. We need to go 5 degrees over the next 3 to 4 hours.
I think we got a good chance of at least tying that record, if not breaking it.
Yes, that would be very, very nice. Bridgette, you're up in my stomping grounds today. What you doing up in my waters?
Well, I was sort of hoping you were going to be remote from Grand Forks today so you could sit in the buddy seat
Not
with
enough
me.
frost on the road, unfortunately.
Sad.
Well,
But
it wasn't
here
sunny
I am.
enough either.
Butler Equipment was kind enough to allow me to sit in one of their Fendt tractors, and this is the Fendt that's got the new cab design.
Oh, no.
And
really?
this is awesome because you can see so clearly. Oftentimes there's things like hanging in your way and your visibility is blocked, but this looks really good. And there's a spot for my iPad, my phone. There's a cup holder. It's a pretty swanky tractor. So thank you to the guys at Butler for letting me use this Fendt.
You know, I don't know if it's the same one, but I was just rocking one of them the other day while I was driving my grain carts around.
Nice.
Plowing some fields in my my little simulated farming game.
Well, I will check out exactly which one I'm on. Oh, this is the 1046. So check out if that was the right one. I'm in a 1046 Fendt.
And you got your FFA jacket on there, don't you?
It's National FFA Week. So myself and my business partner with Ag Mafia, we are both walking around with our jackets on today. Had lots of people smile. They were alumni too, and it's great fun to see those folks who've been part of the organization.
Now, I know your jacket fits you, and that's awesome. What if you grow out of it? Like, I know I wouldn't be able to fit into stuff. Can you get another one issued?
When we turn 21, you're pretty much no longer a member, right? So you're just an alumni. But there's a lot of families that pass jackets down from person to person. So maybe you wind up sharing that with a son or a daughter who might be able to wear it for their years in FFA.
Hey, there you go. Great idea.
Very cool.
Great idea. Well, how about we recap the weather of what's going on out there?
That's not important.
We've got 20s in the forecast.
We already said it was nice.
We've got 20s, we've got wind, and we've got snow.
Huh?
What?
And we have record warmth. We've got a little bit of everything.
Oh, my God. Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm. Wait. Calm down.
Did you say snow?
Snow is in the forecast.
And it's 50 today, almost.
It's also February.
Well, you made a very good point.
So we will see increasing sunshine. The showers that were over the FM area pushing east into Lakes Country. We'll all see increasing sunshine. Highs today close to 50. A little cooler in the Northern Valley and maybe a little cooler out in Lakes Country by a few degrees. And then tonight we're going to have partly cloudy skies, mid-20s. Winds shift to the northwest on the light side. And then a breezier day on Thursday. Highs in the low to mid-40s. And then a cold front hits Thursday night, Friday morning. Those winds whip around on Friday. It's a good thing we don't have snow on the ground because we have very windy conditions coming Thursday night and Friday. Highs only in the 20s on Friday and then rebounding in the 40s over the weekend.
Better.
And then as we head into next week, by Tuesday, we're in the 20s and we stay in the 20s for a few days with the chance for snow Tuesday into Tuesday afternoon. Maybe Monday might start as early as Monday night, but Tuesday, chance of snow, measurable, possibly. A couple of our models are giving us measurable snow now, so we'll keep a close eye on it. A lot of things have to come together for it to be measurable snow because it's a pretty quick-moving system. So if it slows down a bit, then we might have something to worry about.
You said last week something like 19 inches of snow was actually in one of the prediction models, and then
It was.
immediately dropped it. So that was wild.
Yeah, and now it's back. One of the models giving us 10. One of us giving us 7. And
One of us is giving us 2.
yeah, another one giving us nothing. So
so anywhere from 0 to 10 inches.
0 to 10 inches next week.
Maybe probably possible.
That should cover it.
Okay. And what if it just rains? Is that possible? Although you did say temperatures are going to drop.
This will be snow. It might.
Okay.
There's going to be some rain. I don't know if it's going to hit us though, but if it did, it would be turning over
quickly.
to snow.
Yeah. So.
Sure, that would move through pretty fast, etc.
Yeah, and there's just a lot of variables with this. I mean, it's kind of a complex little system, and it's 6 days away. So there's still lots of things that are going to bounce around and change and flip flop over the next 3 to 4 days.
Yeah. I think in the last cycle it developed east of us. In the first cycle it developed east and south. So we'll see what happens this cycle.
Yeah.
We will see. We will see.
If you want to join in on the program today, ask some questions, share a laugh, tell a joke, feel free to do so. Give us a call on the Red Wing Shoes phone line. That's 701-293-9000. Studio inboxes our weather or ag@flagfamily.com and comment boxes there on Facebook and YouTube Live. We're going to head over to our Red Wing Shoes phone line right now. We got Matthew on the line. Matt, what's going on today? How are you?
Good. Yeah, I don't have a joke so much, but I have something funny and surprising. I mean, Dean's there. It's Wednesday. I thought he only worked Mondays and Tuesdays. That's what you told me, Justin, last time I called.
You know, he was actually talking about dipping out early today.
I'm one of the guest speakers out of Prairie Land Ag for their ag show out there this afternoon. So I was,
Just an FYI, I'd have somebody from the station follow him to that event. I'm not 100% sure that's happening. Or convinced. It's sunny out, guys. Come on.
I like that our listeners are this in tune to our habits.
Right?
They know.
And then my question was, so I'm at Costco just a little bit ago, and I don't think the LRC forecasted anything for a 5-minute shower today while I was at lunch. Can you explain that, Dean?
Well,
get him, Matt. Get him.
Justin actually had it in the forecast for yesterday. Did you not?
Did he really?
I thought I mentioned that it was possible to see a brief shower.
A brief shower. I think it was supposed to be this evening, but I mean, it's
a few hours
early. See?
So correct. We were wrong. Yeah, we were wrong on it, but I think it was a little convective shower. I haven't really found out exactly what it was yet. We were looking at it earlier, but haven't fully come to an answer on why yet.
It had to be in a little upper level wave moving through, but it's now we're gonna get into some total sunshine, Matt. So that should make you happy.
Yeah, and I'm not in belief of the snow next week. I think that's made up as well.
Well, we could make it.
Don't tell the masses.
How about we make a little wager on that?
Oh, a rain gauge on the line?
I'm thinking more like Maxwell's, but whatever.
Wow. Why don't you just go cork and cleaver and go big?
Dean doesn't get out of bed for at least $100 bill.
Yeah, it's got to be at least $100. So,
well, we'll keep an eye on it next week.
How about we'll bet for a screaming goat?
Sure.
Okay.
Don't take that bet.
So what you have to do though is every 10 minutes throughout. What you have to do though is every 10 minutes throughout the program, once we get the snow or not.
every open and close to each segment on Wednesday.
All right. Wow. So Matt, you don't think we're going to get any measurable snow at all?
I kind of doubt it.
Okay, I say we will. I'm not saying how much yet, but I think we will have some measurable snow here.
And if there's a screaming goat every segment next Wednesday, I'm going to be gone that day. I'm out.
Yeah, Steve won't be listening either. But there's your heads up, Steve.
I think the listener should actually listen to me, though. I took meteorology in community college, so I know what I'm talking about.
There you go, dude. That's all it takes.
Did you get?
I love it.
Did you get a nice little? I graduated junior meteorology degree.
It's called a certificate, but yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Got it.
Matt, thanks for calling, buddy. Have a great day. Hey, watch out for that sunshine.
Oh, man, yeah. I better get out of here. It's going to be too sunny. I might get blinded on the road.
You might. Well, we've got a guest coming up here, Bridgette, before this goes off the tracks.
What tracks?
Yeah.
We're long gone from those.
Considering his topic, maybe he can get us back on the fence, so to speak. Which leads me to today we are going to have Wade Cullis. He is with Ecosystems out of Florida, and we're going to talk about the forever fence post. Perhaps that's the best way to describe it. He has a different method of creating a new bit of fencing, and we've all been familiar with wooden posts or the metal T-posts over the years. This is going to change the game a little bit and might also be better for the environment because that's what you all want to hear. So I'm looking forward to visiting with Wade, and I got a chance to meet him and actually see this product when I was in Orlando for National Cattlemen's Beef Association. So it's kind of fun to see these things coming into real life now as well. Be great to see.
Cool. All right, and if you have any questions for Wade during the show, feel free to call us on our Red Wing Shoes hotline, 701-293-9000. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Mostly mixed action in cattle and hogs as we wrap up Wednesday's session. You're listening to the American Ag Network. I'm Jesse Allen with this market update. Well, overall, pretty quiet day in cattle and hog futures, just kind of trading either side of unchanged in quiet action. Cash cattle activities have been pretty quiet so far. Not much interest from packers at this point. It might be later in the week or even potentially Friday, even with a cattle on feed report coming up, that we get some more cash activity. Asking prices in the South noted at 184 to 185, but they are still somewhat unestablished in the northern trade. Let's get a quick look here at Feedlot Country, just seeing if I've missed anything. Really haven't. Still waiting on some of those northern asking prices. A little bit of 292 plus, so maybe getting a trend going there. Beef cutouts mixed at midday. Choice up 84 cents, 298.21 per hundredweight. Select down 250, 285.32 per hundredweight. We have steady hog prices and trends in Dorchester, Wisconsin, and Garnerville, Iowa, with barrels and gilts at 50 in both locations. As we look at that midday pork cutout value as well, just trying to see what that is here. Down to $1.45, 90.99. This hog market is maybe lacking a little bit of support compared to cattle. Cattle a little more well supported here through Wednesday's session. Watching, of course, for that cattle on feed report coming up on Friday. Many traders expecting it to be fairly bullish to the cattle market. Feeder cattle index is down 193, 242.65. The hog index up 105, 76.80. This is the American Ag Network.
Hear that? That's free money in your pocket when you're a Farmers Union member. For $30 a year, get instant discounts on everyday necessities like food, clothing, car care, household items, even hotels, cruises, and more through the NDFU Benefits Plus program. Use the mobile app to log your exact location for instant deals wherever you are in the country. Go to ndfu.org now and click on member discounts to start saving big with Farmers Union.
Make sure to subscribe to the Market Talk YouTube channel. You can watch our latest interviews with top market analysts in the country, find bonus content, and much more. It's easy. Just go to youtube.com/@MarketTalkAg and hit the subscribe button. Or you can search for Market Talk Ag on YouTube.
Get the latest bonus interviews, exclusive content, and more with the American Ag Today podcast. Just search for American Ag Today and give us a follow wherever you get your podcasts.
A few livestock numbers ahead of final settlements. April hogs up 35, 86.02. May hogs up 47, 89.47. Feeder cattle March down 15, 251.22. February live cattle down 35, 184.05. And April up 42, 187.75. This is the American Ag Network.
This is Weather and Ag in Focus with Bridgette Readel, Justin Storm, and Dean Wysocki.
And that's how shocking our guest will be today, right? The Screaming Goat joined us. Hey, if you're in Grand Forks, you've got 11 minutes to get to the Cargill Ag meeting on winter camelina. You may be curious how you could use that as not only a cash crop, but a cover crop, particularly when it comes to sustainable jet fuels, etc. So dash on over. That meeting starts at 1:30 down at the Country Inn and Suites here in Grand Forks. Again, that's being hosted by Cargill. Now, we have the opportunity to visit with someone that I met at CattleCon down in Florida, gentlemen, and that would be Wade Cullis. Wade is with Ecosystems Fence Posts is where his business starts. Wade, how are you?
I'm great. How are you all?
Doing well.
Doing good.
I think
Would
we're
you
holding in
would
there
you
pretty
like
well.
a weather report from here?
I would love it.
Not really.
74, 0% chance of rain, 0% chance of snow for 3 or 4 generations.
70 sounds nice. Although, hey, we're enjoying a great winter up here. You guys have had a nice little wet winter.
We actually
Is that a good
have.
thing?
It's been one of the colder winters we've had in maybe 10 years.
Wow.
Which means it's been down in the 50s.
Yes. That is chilly for you guys.
And everybody
Yeah,
from
all the
New
coast
Jersey.
out, it's full on winter.
And everybody down there from New Jersey is angry. Well, and they're just in general, but also the weather now.
Yeah. And they're all in the left-hand lane driving half the speed limit.
Nice. Here we name other states like that, but we'll let it alone for the moment.
Right.
So
I like picking on other
Wait.
states. Can we talk about
That's
Scotty?
not exclusive to New Jersey.
Yeah.
Wade, tell us all about your company, Ecosystems, or Eco Technologies, I should say. What should we know?
Well, I appreciate the invitation to be here. We've been in business for 25 years or so, making a variety of different products made out of compounded recycled car tires and recycled variety of plastics. So our products are 100% recycled materials, obviously keeping tires out of landfills and plastic out of landfills. So we're 100% recycled product. And we made a variety of products over the years. About a year ago, I was down visiting with my mom's side of the family, which is actually in the ranching business. And then talking to my cousin, he mentioned, I told him we were making 4x4s out of this material. He said, if you could make a fence post, an inline fence post that would last longer than the wooden ones we're using here in Florida, he said, you've got a big market for that product. So we went back to our engineers and said, we need a 3.5 inch fence post, 6.5 feet tall. Can you do that? And they said, we'll figure it out. So after a couple iterations, they came back with a solid post, which was heavy and stronger than it needed to be. So the challenge was to refine that product to a post that was lighter, just as strong as a 4 or 5 inch wooden post. And they came back and said the solution to that is a hollow post. And so they, through a couple of iterations, finalized that product. And so what we have now is a 3-inch diameter hollow rubber plastic post. Our standard model is 6.5 feet tall, but we can cut them to any length. And because the product is made of rubber and plastic, we're confident it has a life expectancy of 200 years. It could last a lot longer than that. So the value proposition is that we can deliver to the rancher an inline fence post that's stronger than wood, can absorb water, bugs won't eat it, termites hate it, and it'll last for at least 200 years. So it's an investment. It's a long-term investment for those ranches that know they're going to be there for the long term. It's a generational ranch making investments based upon products that will last a long time, and in the long run, save them substantial amounts of money over replacing whatever their current product is today, whether that's wood or T-bars. We know that wooden posts last a variety of lengths of time, depending on the environment they're in, the soil conditions they're in. But in Florida, as some of our models are based upon, we're lucky to get 15 years out of the best fence posts we can buy. So you start replacing a fence post every 12 to 15 years, along with the wire that goes with it, and in the long run, you've got an expensive proposition. So while our product is a little more expensive up front, it produces pretty dramatic savings over a 200-year life, as you can imagine.
And Wade, how many ranches and farms are using this product currently, and how do you see this expanding over the next 10 years?
Well, we just introduced the product to the market late last year. We have substantial orders on the books. The factory is running about 90 days behind and trying to meet those orders, but we believe in the next 60 to 90 days, we'll have 10 or 15 ranches between Florida primarily and Texas primarily. And those ranchers are, by and large, coming to me and saying, we'd like to try some, make sure it works in our environment. Can we do that? And we're happy to do that with them. So we're sending out trial packages of 10 to 20 to 50, put them in the ground, make sure they do, what you're expecting them to do. And then we certainly anticipate they'll come back for larger orders. So that's where we are today. We're running as fast as we can to catch up with the orders that we got, and are getting additional calls every day.
And Wade, whose idea was this? This is it helps the environment, which is always a good thing. And I'm sure, obviously, it's a little more expensive, but like you said, it's an investment for the long term. Where did you come up with this idea?
Well, I'd love to claim it for myself, but I actually was down in Sarasota at the family ranch talking to my cousin, and he was telling me about what a pain in the tail replacing fence posts were, along with the expense of it. In fact, he said, I've got a team of people in a truck, and all they do every day is drive fence lines looking for busted fencing. So he said, if I could get those guys, off the road and doing something productive, that'd pay for the post in and of itself. So he's the one who said, using a 3.5 inch, 6.5 foot tall wooden post, if you can duplicate that, you've got a home run. And so I took that back to the plant, and the engineers came up with a product that we have available today.
And how about when it comes to the durability of this post? And the way I'm going with this is the application in which that the post is put in the ground, whether compared to metal or wood. Usually you can either use a big post stamper or an electronic tamper to smash that post into the ground. Are you able to use that same kind of traditional way of putting a post in the ground, or is this something that requires like an auger to pre-dig a hole and then you set this in there? What's the strength of this fence post?
Well, that's a very good question. And the way I typically answer that is that whatever you can do with a wooden fence post, you can do with this fence post. In general, obviously you can't drive it through rock, but you can't drive a wooden post through rock either. In Florida, we auger it in some places. We've got compactors. We've got vibrators. All those systems work with this product. What I would say is that because of the nature of the materials in the product, you can't break it. I mean, you just can't break it. You can bend it in half if you've got a big bull that charges it and wants to run right through it. He's going to do that. He's going to fold it over, but it's going to still be in one piece. So it's not possible to break it. And if it gets folded over, you bend it back up and you're off and running. The other thing I might mention is that the post, because it's primarily rubber and plastic, it's fully insulated. So you can run electrical fencing using this product without insulators. You don't have to worry about the insulators rotting and breaking. You just, what we do down here is just put a staple in the post and run the wire through it, and you're done. You just keep moving. So it saves a whole lot of time in terms of installing electrical fence.
Oh, that's very interesting. Well, if anyone has a question for Wade, feel free to give us a call on the Red Wing Shoes phone line. That's 701-293-9000, or email weatherorag@flagfamily.com. We got to hit bottom of the hour news, but we'll rejoin this conversation in just a few moments. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
On the next Coffee Club with Janae and Ronnie.
We're going to find out what music is going on at Sweet Shots in DJ's Lounge. And also Christine Conrad joins us from Reese and Riley's. We'll see what she has cooking up. A recap of the Fargo City Commission meeting with Tony Gehrig.
Plus, your chance to still enter for this week's Pup of the Week. Get it in on the Coffee Club.
The Coffee Club, weekdays 8:30 to 11 on AM 970 and 93.1 FM WDAY.
Olivet Lutheran Church in Fargo invites you to join us for worship Sunday mornings at 8:30 and 10:30 and Wednesday evenings at 6. Our theme for Lent this year is Gifted for Mission, where we will reflect on Jesus' Great Commission to tell the story of Jesus' love for all people without exception. Worship with us Sunday mornings at 8:30 and 10:30 and Wednesday evenings at 6. For more information and to watch all of our services online, go to olivet.org. Encounter Jesus, experience grace at Olivet Lutheran Church.
Angie's List is now Angie, and we've heard a lot of theories about why.
I thought it was an eco move. Fewer words, less paper.
No, it was so you could say it faster.
No, it's to be more iconic.
Must be a tech thing. But those aren't quite right. It's because now you can compare upfront prices, book a service instantly, and even get your project handled from start to finish.
Sounds easy.
It is, and it makes us so much more than just a list. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
Good afternoon, I'm Tom Tucker, WDAY News First. Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley is planning a campaign stop in Minnesota next week. Haley will hold a rally at the Doubletree Hotel in Bloomington Monday. She is touring states that will be voting on March 5th, also called Super Tuesday. A commercial real estate expert was asked if he sees any problem area currently in the commercial market here in the metro.
It would have to be the office market. We climbed vacancy about 2 full percentage points from 22 to the end of 23. So we're sitting about 9.5% vacant at the end of 23. That's about where we sit today, too. So there hasn't been a huge change in the last, 6-7 weeks.
Andy Westby is with Goldmark Commercial. He says relatively softer demand for office space can still be attributed to the work-from-home trend that emerged after the arrival of COVID-19. North Dakota is one of 46 states without enough veterinarians. The U.S. Department of Agriculture says doctors for animals are in high demand statewide, and that's causing pet owners to wait longer to see a vet. And Tim Polasek has officially signed on as head coach for the Bison football team. North Dakota State University officials say it's a 5-year deal with a base salary of $330,000. Tom Tucker, WDAY, and WDAYRadioNow.com.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your foundation and damaging your home. Cracks in walls and uneven floors are just a few signs your foundation is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Innovative Basement Authority. We put water back in its place. Go to innovativebasementauthority.com. License number C139366, BC 765730.
Weather and Ag in Focus on WDAY Radio.
Welcome back to Weather and Ag in Focus. I want to thank everybody for joining us 1:35 in the afternoon. And joining us this afternoon, Wade Cullis from Ecosystems Fence Posts. And Wade, we got a question from one of our listeners emailed in. He said he wants to know how is the wire attached? Do they hold staples like wood, or how is it actually attached?
Well, that's a good question. I get that asked often at trade shows. We'd like to use just a commercial stapler. It's difficult to drive staples into this product with a hammer, and so I would suggest getting a commercial stapler. But one of the interesting things about the rubber plastic compound is that when you put a staple into it, that rubber wants to contract back around that staple. So instead of the hole getting bigger, it actually gets smaller, unlike wood or some other product. So once that staple's in there, it's not going anywhere. You can pull it out, but it takes a lot of effort. The other thing I might add is that even though our standard post is 6.5 feet tall, we can cut them to any length you want. I know some of you all are in the deer business and want to keep your deer inside. We can cut them to 10 feet or 12 feet if that's what works best for you.
All right, good question there. I also want to ask the question, and I asked this question when we were in Orlando. We had a caller who said, can you make these posts larger if they needed to be used as a corner post in fencing?
Another good question. We've had a lot of requests for larger posts. So we have designed some equipment which will allow us to make larger diameter posts, again, hollow, and increasing in strength as needed. But that equipment should be delivered later this year. By late this year or this time next year, we'll be able to make any diameter posts from 2 inches to 24 inches. So the answer to that question is, yeah, we will have corner posts, gate posts, tension posts available later this year, in the same kind of model as we have now.
So let's talk a little bit about the recycling products that you're using for this, because you mentioned plastics and tires, etc. And do you have an estimate, like how many tires have you been able to take out of landfills, etc., to be able to make posts, or how many tires to post ratio might you have?
Well, over the years of using ground up car tires for a variety of products, we probably use, we think, 20 million plus tires. We also believe that this new line of product, this call it pole line of products, will be our best-selling line by far. If you look at all of the potential applications of a round post in a variety of different diameters, you can go up anywhere from a tennis court fence post to a utility light pole. So we're optimistic that this line of product is going to save substantially more tires from the landfill than what we've done so far.
Wow, that's a tremendous number. So, okay, I have a whole list of questions here. There's more things to be firing on. What other products do you have in your lineup besides the posts? What other products might you be making, or that could apply to a farm situation?
The next kind of variation on the theme, so to speak, besides round posts, we're contemplating being able to make what I'd call kind of a building materials line of products, 2x4s, 2x6s, 4x4s, 2x8s, 10s, 12s, and maybe even some sheets of this rubber product, much like a plywood sheet.
Okay, so that's just a couple of things that you're doing. I also have just gotten the question, the posts that you are currently producing, they're a hollow core. And certainly the one that I saw in Orlando was. Why are they hollow? where we live, if that fills with rain and snow, will it freeze and expand and break the post, or can you put a cap over the top of them?
Good question.
Another good question. We made the post hollow because we didn't need the extra material inside of that to get to the strength that we wanted to get to. So we save weight and material, but we maintain the same strength that we need to fit the criteria for an inline fence post. You can certainly put a cap on top of the post, which will keep water out of it. But if water gets inside of it, because it's hollow, and again, depending on what your ground material is, but most of the time the water just seeps out the bottom of it, and so it doesn't accumulate inside. Even if it does accumulate inside, its expansion is not going to break that perimeter. So we've never seen this product break in both very cold weather conditions and very hot weather conditions.
Okay.
We had another question come in on our email inboxes. I was wondering, will sunlight degrade these over time? And is the rubber and plastic bound together with some sort of glue, or what's that process to get the rubbers and plastics to fuse or bond together look like?
So the answer to the second question in terms of the compounding, how you get those together, I'm not an engineer, and so I can't answer that question with specificity. We have a process that's unique to our compounding process, which allows us to do it using a minimally invasive binding agent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
and
so
I think a parallel answer to that, though, is that unlike competitors in their binding agents, our binding agent will not leach out of our product. It's non-toxic, non-harmful. It's not EPA registered, and so we're a much more sustainable product.
And then how about the sunlight degrading them over time? I believe I remember you saying earlier that these would have an expected 200-year life on them, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, we've not seen any examples of any of the products that we've developed over the years deteriorating because of the sun. Again, we've had products out in the sun for 25 years with no visible deterioration. When you compound rubber and plastic together, the plastic tends to protect the rubber from deterioration in terms of UV and other harmful rays.
Okay.
So, Wade, I had one over here because if there was a day that you guys should be sponsoring my phone, it is today, man. We are lit up with questions on all platforms. Okay, you mentioned a staple for electric fence. Would you be stapling on the barbed wire as well? Because if you staple it, it's a little more difficult to stretch if you get a break in the wire, etc. Basically, this question is, what are the different methods to attach the wire to that post?
Well, again, we primarily use just a standard ranching staple. It's 1.5 inches long. I don't have an example of it here, but you can set in a staple gun the power that you want to use, and so you can adjust the amount of space you have between the staple and the post depending on the power setting that you're using. So you can make it absolutely tight as possible so there's no movement, or you can leave enough room in there for barbed wire or other types of wires to move through there.
Very cool. That helps out a lot of people answering that question. And one more that I just got here. You mentioned that if the post gets knocked down, it'll get right back up again. I think there's a song about that. But in that situation, if we're pushing snow or if it meets its demise with a tractor or a vehicle, these sound like they're pretty solid. Do you have a concern about that they will be breaking off, or you just think there's a lot of strength to this composition?
Well, again, we've been making a variety of products out of this material or variations on this material for a long time. And so we know its characteristics. And when we say you can't break it, I mean, we mean that you cannot bust that into two pieces. You can fold it over. If you run over with a tractor, it'll fold over. You can fold it back up. It won't self-right itself, but you can go pick it up and put it back up. And again, depending on how badly you bent it over, it'll be fine, or you may have to put a rod down the middle of it so it'll continue to have a useful life. It depends on how far you bend it over. But we did build into it because my rancher cousin said, these cows like to get at the grass on the other side of the fence line. He said, if you build a little flex into it, it'll keep it from breaking. And so we built a little bit of flex into it. And if you put it in the ground 2 feet and you tug on the top of it, you can probably pull it over, depending on how big you are, an inch or inch and a half. So it has some give it to in it by design. Or, if a tree branch falls against it, it's not going to bend it over. It's not going to break it. It's going to be there. The other thing I might mention is that it also has a higher flash point than wood considerably. So it's about a 400 degree higher flash point. So if you have a fast moving prairie fire, it's going to have no impact on these posts.
And that's what area I hadn't even thought about. Okay.
And Wade, if you're watching us, whoever's watching us online, looking at some of the fence post pictures there, and this might be an optical illusion or the way that the picture was taken, are any of those posts, or do they need to be set in concrete? It almost looked like some of them were.
None of those posts are in concrete. They're all in sand, which is our primary.
Okay, it was a lighter sand. Okay.
Yeah.
We couldn't tell from this angle.
Yeah.
Well, this has
You can set them. Again, however you set them, however you're setting your post today, you can set this post in the same conditions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Super cool. Well, Wade, thanks for taking some time to come on here and talk to us about it. It seems like there's a lot of people curious or at least interested in this product. For those listening that have been asking all these different questions about your post, where could they go to get more information on this, or maybe try and see if they can get their hands on some of them?
Well, there's two ways to get that done. We have a website, which is ecotechnologiesusa.com. You can go there. It's ecotechnologiesusa.com. Or you can call me at 727-742-2782.
Right on. And what was that website one more time?
ECO Technologies USA.com.
Right on. Well, really appreciate it, Wade. And for those listening that maybe couldn't get that down right away, you can always go back on our website and re-listen to this part of the podcast. Just click on the Show Archives button, filter by Weather and Ag and Focus. You can do that right there on WDAYradionow.com. And also in the show description, we'll have some of that information available for there on YouTube and Facebook as well. But we'll take a short moment here. Wade, again, thank you very much for joining us today, talking us about these recycled fence posts from tires and rubber and plastics. This has been very interesting conversation. When we return, we got to check on the forecast. We got a couple more ag topics to get to, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
A brand new show is coming to WDAY Radio.
Hey everyone, it's Mariah Prusha, and I am really excited to have you join me every Monday from 11 a.m. to noon with Define the Fight, where I'm going to have unbelievable guests to teach you the importance of being resilient in life. Join me February 26th to Define the Fight.
Define the Fight with Mariah Prusha begins Monday, February 26th on WDAY Radio.
If you're thinking about buying a new boat, RV, camper, or a new ride that you want to keep safe, Luxor Garage Condos has a fun, safe space for you. Just a little more than a place that's a storage unit. Luxor spaces are designed to fit your style. It's a secure, non-commercial location with less traffic, plus interior upgrades offered at a reasonable price with a reasonable maintenance fee. Add bathrooms, kitchens, bars, entertainment area, or whatever you want. Luxor Garage Condos South on I-29 at the Wild Rice exit. Find out more online at luxor.com.
Are you having transmission problems and struggling to find a place to work on it? I've got some exciting news for you. I'm Matthew from Fix It Forward Auto Care, and we're excited to announce that we're now offering full-service transmission repair for automotive and light truck applications, including repair, rebuilding, and replacement. If your transmission is making unusual noises, slips, or is leaking, stop by any of our 4 convenient FM locations so our skilled technicians can check it out. Fix It Forward Auto Care, the name you trust for car repair.
Fix It Forward Auto Care. This is a shout out to all hardworking farmers and ranchers. If you're looking for the cream of the crop in post-frame construction, look no further than Thor Buildings. Because let's face it, having the right size building for your equipment or livestock is crucial for your success. At Thor Buildings, they'll design your building for max efficiency, customized to tackle the seasonal weather in your neck of the woods. Post-frame construction tailored to your livestock and ag needs. Buildings built better, stronger, and built to last. So when it's time to put the hammer down, build with Thor. Visit thorbuildings.com today.
Looking for a new Ford? This is Ward Cater. Discover the difference at Vision Ford in Wapaton, North Dakota. We pride ourselves on personalized service tailored just for you. At Vision Ford, it's not just about the cars. It's about your unique needs. Benefit from exclusive deals, a local touch, and standout features in every Ford. Ready for a personalized car buying experience? Drive home in style. Drive with Vision Ford. Your journey begins here. Don't worry about what we have. We'll get you exactly what you want.
Attention service technicians. Northern Plains Equipment, a certified Case IH dealer in Minot, Garrison, and Mandan, North Dakota, is looking for top-notch individuals to join their team and perform quality maintenance and repairs on all types of agricultural equipment. Northern Plains Equipment is a value-led 100% employee-owned company, offering competitive wages, benefits, and job training. If you're ready to work in a great environment with great people, apply at plainsag.com. Northern Plains Equipment, proud to be an equal opportunity employer. AB Seed's got the winning play for you. Join them on Thursday at the Glendon Warehouse office at noon for a light lunch. Then it's a showdown with NutriQuire, Terry Sim, and Invita, the all-stars of their lineup. AB Seed will be breaking down the game-changing features and unveiling their 2023 performance report. Be there to score an exclusive in-game discount, your ticket to victory. RSVP by calling AB Seed at 701-238-6154. That's 701-238-6154.
Olivet Lutheran Church in Fargo invites you to join us for worship Sunday mornings at 8:30 and 10:30 and Wednesday evenings at 6. Our theme for Lent this year is Gifted for Mission, where we will reflect on Jesus' Great Commission to tell the story of Jesus' love for all people without exception. Worship with us Sunday mornings at 8:30 and 10:30 and Wednesday evenings at 6. For more information and to watch all of our services online, go to olivet.org. Encounter Jesus, experience grace at Olivet Lutheran Church.
This is Weather and Ag in Focus with Bridgette Readel, Justin Storm, and Dean Wysocki.
Yeah, welcome back to Weather and Ag in Focus, 1:54 on this Wednesday afternoon. A quick check on your currents. Working our way through the mid-40s right now, a little cooler in North Cass County in the upper 30s. And as you head up towards the international border, you drop off into the lower 30s within the Red River Valley, while areas around the Wapaton area are flirting around 50.
And Leonard is at 50 today, and they just opened up their course for play today.
Guess the temperature in Pretty Rock, North Dakota.
Where's it at?
Southwest Bismarck, along close to the South Dakota border. Do you think they have Pretty
61.
Rocks in Pretty Rock?
I'm going to say 60.
You're looking. One of you is. The other one of you is. It's 60 degrees. In February. That's nice. That's beautiful. And you said the golf courses are open, right?
Well, Leonard.
Just
Leonard. Yeah, Leonard is open for business. So I imagine it is packed out there. I can only guess.
Yeah, right on. We got a phone call here. Hi there, caller. What's your name?
Yeah, Odie, say it's Leonard. You know if they have beer there? You know, a guy might want to have a beer. Do they have it?
I'm not sure, but I bet you one phone call away you'd be able to find out if you called down to old Leonard.
Yeah, I'm a lousy golfer, so a beer helps during the game, too.
It sure does.
Hey, you golf like I golf. Right on.
Just to help you guys out, I've been to the Leonard Golf Course. I can't speak for what happens on opening day, but in past events, they have indeed had a liquor license to serve.
You see, here's what you do is you just get a vertical cooler and you put 6 cans inside of it and you just shove that down in your golf bag.
Not that Justin's ever done that.
Yeah, right.
I have 2 of them. They're awesome. And you wouldn't think a little cloth cooler would keep things cold, but they really do. Because it's wrapped in an insulated tinfoil. I don't know. It's a cool little thing.
Where'd you buy that?
Well, I got one for free as a combo item when I bought something on Amazon, and then I got a second one for Christmas.
Well, you can only use that golfing. I mean,
I bring it to softball actually.
Oh, well, okay.
Of course,
it's easier to have a sling around my shoulder than carrying a big old case of beer in the other hand.
It doesn't hold as many.
When you're actually running the bases, or do you put that down when it's your turn?
Well, when there's no umpires, we sometimes will drag a beer on there, but because it's an organized sport, you're not allowed to have beer on the field.
Well, and I'll be honest. I mean, this isn't a sports show. I have lots more questions. I'll just save those for later.
No, fire them away. It's the state sport of North Dakota is slow pitch beer league softball.
It is, and you're not wrong.
It is.
This is a family friendly show, so we'll have these talks later.
They're not doing it in their own families, anyways.
Let's hit a couple of ag topics as long as we've got a couple of minutes left here, Bridgette.
Okay. Well, so first of all, for those of you who have encountered poison ivy, nobody said it was a good idea. Actually, 50 million people worldwide get infected at some point during the year with poison ivy. If it's you every year, you are a terrible statistic. You might want to clean that action up a little bit. Mm-hmm. Now, it's found in lots of places, especially where people like to walk or hike or take in the lake. And so the University of Florida has published a new study where they're using AI on an app to confirm poison ivy identity. They're able to do that very clearly with high accuracy. Next step is to make that app commercially available so that it could indeed be used by those who are just out casually using Mother Nature and wanting to make sure that they aren't in an area where they could be infected by poison ivy. So here we are with AI helping us out once again in incredible ways with plants.
That's great. And they're 3 leaves, right? Poison ivy? Are they all 3 leaved?
I don't know, but I think it's 3-leaved. But I'll be honest, I've never had it, so I don't know.
Because the old saying is leaves of 3, let them be. Leaves of 4, well, you can figure out the rest. But
right.
Yeah, so they are leaves of 3. I believe they're leaves of 3.
I'm pretty sure it's leaves of 3, but there are a lot of things that have leaves of 3.
Well, just to be safe, better safe than sorry.
Have you ever had poison ivy?
As a kid, it was not. Yeah.
There we
pleasant.
go. Dean, this is a photo of poison ivy.
picture.
It's 3 leaves. Yeah. Thank you, listeners. We appreciate that. Never had it. Never had poison ivy.
It's not fun.
Like we're all here waiting to see who's going to out.
Stop by the International Crop Expo because North Dakota Extension has those farm first aid kits that we talked about last year with Caitlin, the county agent, and they'll teach you how to use them. Because who has time to read instructions in an emergency? Cool. Stay tuned. Jay Thomas is next.